Welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. I'm just about to do my makeup. Mondays for me are a day of editing. It's normally no makeup, comfy clothes, editing all the content I'd filmed over the previous week, and also editing the bulk of my weekly vlog, which you wouldn't believe how long it takes me to edit that video. But yeah, today's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a really busy one. I'm feeling a little bit stressed about it, but let's not stress ourselves out before we need to. I'm going to try this Rose Inc luminous tinted serum that I showed in yesterday's vlogmas, because I'm just so intrigued by all the little pearls in it. Pump it onto back of hand mixed with foundation brush to activate. Let's give it a go. You see that? Looks very odd, kind of like it's separated. Okay. Ooh, okay, that really is a tinted serum. It's super lightweight, which actually feels really nice on the skin. Oh, it kind of feels like a moisturizer. It's so light. My skin's actually very well, like doing really well at the moment, so it's kind of nice to have light options that kind of just give me a glow and even things out but don't look too heavy. I would even say that that's maybe a bit too pale for me, which is nice. Can you see how light that is? It's just giving me a very nice sheen, but you can still see my skin and natural texture. I've actually woken up with a spot for the first time in ages. That might be down to all that cheese that I ate at the weekend on Saturday. I can touch up now, spot touch up with concealer on the areas that I need it, but I really like that base. I don't know if you can see how dewy it is, and that was 3 pumps. You know what, I feel like it might work better if you blend it on your face, like if you pump it direct on your face and then blend it there, because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of product on my hand and that could be on my face where it's needed. That's actually turned out well because I didn't want to wear makeup today. I wanted to have a makeup free day, but I wanted to film some content, which is why today's a bit different than my normal Mondays. I have a Christmas party on Thursday, and I want to talk to you about what the Christmas party is for a little bit more tomorrow. We're going to have a bit of a life update in tomorrow's vlog. I really want to know what I'm wearing for the party. I was going to wear a dress that I already had, like I don't want to buy anything new, but then I saw someone else who's going to the party on Instagram bought loads of really beautiful new dresses to try on and experiment with. That was Helen Anderson, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's found some really beautiful things, and so maybe I should make some content as well in case you guys wanted some festive party inspo this Christmas. So yeah, I purchased some dresses from River Island and ASOS and I think Warehouse. So yeah, we're going to try on some dresses. I also actually purchased a dress from Vinted for it as well, but it doesn't really fit the brief or the theme, so that was why I purchased some additional backups. Guys, our lights have fallen down. That didn't even last one night. Look at it, it's everywhere. Gusto has arrived. Let's unpack and see what we're eating this week. I think G chose all of these recipes. We take it in turns basically each week to decide what we're eating, and so it's always a surprise for the other person. So I have no idea what's on the menu this week, but also we're out a lot this week in the evening, so I think some of these will have to be for lunches. Okay, we have an oven baked spiced aubergine tagine. That looks nice.
Thanks, babe.
Thumbs up from me, number 1. Buttery paprika bassa with pan con tomate potatoes. That,
well hard to say, isn't it?
I know, it's a bit of a tongue twister. That sounds right up my street. Yum yum yum, I love fish. Yum yum. And then we've got a beetroot hummus and roast veg Buddha bowl. That looks great. You've chosen these with lunches in mind, haven't you? That looks so good. We're gonna make beetroot hummus. I've never made hummus, let alone beetroot hummus before. A lot of chickpeas in that dish, so I'm gonna be super bloated that day. What a great sounding menu. Right, I'm gonna put this away and make another cup of tea. Completely forgot to open my advent calendar every day, so I've got 4 days to open. That means I get to share with you, G. Gold reindeer in day 1. What? I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling stressed today. I'm about to pop out to the post office offices. It's really frustrating because Vinted, as amazing as it is, it gives so many different options for delivery, and it means that I'm having to go to like 3 different places to post a couple of parcels, and none of them are kind of close to each other, so I have to go like one end of town to the other end and then back again to come home. So 5 parcels off here, and I was going to cook for lunch, which I normally do on a Monday. I like to batch cook something for the week, but I feel really stressed because also the sun's going to go down soon and I still haven't filmed the video I wanted to today, so I feel like I'm on a bit of a tight schedule. Okay, I've never used this before, but let's see. I need to return or send a parcel. No! Oh, you dickhead. Oh my god, I'm just feeling so stressed today, and I'm sorry because this is not entertaining vlog content. Today just really hasn't gone to plan, and yeah, it was going to happen sooner or later in Vlogmas. It's just a shame it's happened on day 4. I feel like we've only just got started. I think maybe I might be due on my period soon because I'm feeling quite angsty and quite like I'm unable to cope with things that I normally would be fine with. And I think that might be a symptom of PMDD, which I have been looking into this year because my hormones are all over the shop. Okay, I need to drive now. Does anyone else struggle with hormones at that time of the month in like quite a severe way, or is it just me? I think I've got like, I want to say like a week to my period, so I shouldn't be feeling aggy this soon, but I do find that every kind of year my symptoms come on quicker and sooner than they should. So the plan was to try on loads of dresses for my party on Thursday. By the time I get in and eat lunch, which I have to do because I'm on antibiotics at the moment, I need to take 2 a day and the dose is so strong, and I need to space them out, like technically I should be spacing them out 12 hours apart, but if I don't take them with food I feel so sick. They make me feel so incredibly nauseous, and then that sets my phobia off of being sick. So I need to eat lunch because I need to take those pills, and I can't not take my pill because it's medicine, and then I take the second dose for dinner. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Yeah, so I need to eat lunch. By the time I've done that, the sun will be going down, and I really don't want to have to rush filming this video. So I think what I'm going to do is do that tomorrow, and instead today we can have a bit of a life catch up and I can update you as to what's been happening. Okay, I've finally done those parcels, which is a good thing, and just as I've done that, more people have purchased some. Okay, I need to like calm chill the hell out, because this cannot be Monday. This cannot be the start of the week for me. Okay, so when I was out, I picked up a very quick lunch. I just picked up some soup. I haven't tried this one before, but it's got a Great Taste Award, which is always a good sign that it's going to be delicious. I also quite like the size of this, that you can reuse as a Tupperware, just saying.
I heard that.
I love Tupperware, it's one of my favourite things. And we're having it with some Swedish rye bread. Very intrigued by the colour of this soup. It said it was going to be a chunky veg. No, what was it? Chunky chicken? Chicken and veg, but it's not chunky at all. I thought I would style my hair, being as we're now going to be filming tomorrow. I'm going to do my usual mermaid waves that I just put on Instagram actually, if you want a proper tutorial of how I've been doing my hair recently with that really cool wave. You can check out the full tutorial there. And whilst I do my hair, I thought I'd give you a bit of a life update. Where my hair is super static at the moment. That's weird. So something really big happened in my life recently, and it was something that I wasn't really expecting to happen at all this year, or ever, as a matter of fact. But in September I left my management agency, who were called Gleam Futures. I left them after being managed by them for 8 years. Not only was I managed and represented by them for 8 years, but I actually, before that, I worked for them. I was one of their first ever employees back before it was talent management. So I worked there as a community manager, and my job was basically, I was the voice of loads of different brands, because back then Gleam were predominantly like a social media, not consultancy, but a digital agency that helped brands with their social media. So I was the voice of Chupa Chups, Mentos, VO5, Timotei. We did some work with Chanel, Avon, loads of different kind of beauty brands. I also did a lot of blogger outreach for them as well. The reason I got that job was because I had a blog, a successful blog, and I was very much in the industry, and Dom, the MD of Gleam, could see from my kind of work on my platforms that I was good at it, building an audience and building a brand basically on social media. So I joined in 2012, the year after I graduated from uni, and then the next year, the following year, that was when kind of YouTube and the Brit YouTube scene exploded, and Dom then went on to manage and take on Zoella, Alfie Days, Marcus Butler, Casper Lee, Josa, Tanya Burr as YouTube talent. And so up until 2015 I was working there, but still very much not on the YouTube talent side. I was still on the brand side, still doing all the blogger outreach, still running all those social media channels for brands. This might be interesting to some of you. I was also at that point at Gleam, one of my job roles was new talent scout. And so basically my role was to find up and coming talent for Gleam then to take on and manage. So I'm pretty sure I was the one that introduced Victoria in the Fro to Dom. So every kind of month or every quarter I would present a PowerPoint presentation back of up and coming talent for Gleam to manage. And I was really the best person for the job at the time, because I was in the industry. I was a blogger myself. I was still doing really well. I was going to all these events. I really knew who was up and coming in that world. But it got to a point where I was making money managing myself on the side of my full-time job. And so it took so much strength and confidence. But in one of those presentations I pitched myself for Gleam to manage, and it made total sense because I was making then more money than I was in my job, and I really could have benefited from management because I was bringing in that money by myself, and I wasn't great at negotiating and I wasn't great at contracts, and I really felt like I needed that support. And the manager of Gleam, Dom, was just honestly one of my favourite people in this world. He took me on as talent and completely changed my life. Because I worked with Gleam, they were such a huge part of my life. Like, they weren't just my management agency, they were my family. Every single person in that office, I think, kind of saw me more as staff than talent, and so I had just such a great bond with everyone that worked there. I loved going into the office, I loved going to work there, I loved my managers, I loved the atmosphere and the vibe. They were really, Gleam were the absolute, like, pinnacle of social media talent management, and I was really sad to leave them as staff, but also like I couldn't not try and do it myself. So yeah, they managed me for a long 8 years, some of the best years of my life. Like, they allowed me to work with some of my all-time favourite brands, they allowed me to continue working for myself, negotiated some of the most fun contracts for me to work on, and I never thought I would leave Gleam. I thought that was my social media management home for life, but things change. And if you saw Vlogmas Day 2, you'll have seen that my word for this year was proactive, and I really feel like I sit on the fence a lot of the time in my life. I would love to know if you guys feel that too. Like, sometimes I think that I'm just saying that and feeling that about myself to beat myself up, because I am very critical. But I've spoken about this before, I've had a tarot card reading at an event before, and this was actually, I think, when I was working at Gleam, and this tarot card reader said, you sit on the fence too much, you wait for stuff to happen to you, you never go out and make stuff happen for yourself, and you're never going to get anywhere like that. And at the time I was really pissed off at that event. I was just like, how dare she say that about me? I'm so proactive. But then I thought about it and I was like, actually I'm not. I always sit on the fence and wait for things to happen to me. And so I think pretty soon after that was when I left Gleam. Anyway, that event and that interaction has stayed in my mind for forever. And as my word of the year was proactive, I really felt like it was time for a change. Gleam as a company had changed so much over the past couple of years since COVID. They became part of a really huge, amazing agency. For me, this isn't anything bad on Gleam, but for me, I just felt like I lost that family feeling that I had with them, and that was what I loved so much. And also that combined with, and then in August, my manager, Rosie, told me that she was leaving Gleam. That was kind of the thing that made me realise, okay, maybe it's my time as well then. So I then started the huge process of trying to find another talent management agency. And honestly, I probably could have done this by myself. Like, I've learnt so much from both working at Gleam and then from running my own business and seeing how my managers have done it in the past. I probably could have managed myself, but I really felt like I needed that support in having people to brainstorm and give me feedback. That kind of stuff is invaluable to me. And also being under an agency means that I will have connections then to more brands and more PR, and they can pitch me out to brands that I really want to work with. So all of those different things made me realise that I kind of did want to be under an agency for now. And I'm very happy to say that I've joined a new agency. They're called Matchstick. They have an amazing roster of YouTubers and Instagrammers, mainly Instagrammers I would say. If you watch Made in Chelsea, you will know Binky. She's one of the investors in Matchstick. There are quite a lot of Made in Chelsea people on the books actually, and I've already been to an event with them in September. Even though I hadn't signed the contract yet, they invited me to a Women of Matchstick lunch, which was just so lovely because it really showed me that they valued me as a creator and they were excited to have me on their books. And so that was a really great opportunity for me to kind of meet some of the fellow Matchstick women creators. And also some of my friends have moved to Matchstick as well. So a kind of bunch of us have recently signed with them. That includes Katie Pix, one of my closest, I'd say, foodie content creators. She's gone to Matchstick. And also Helen Anderson, who is probably one of the only YouTubers I still watch now. I've loved Helen's vlogs for so long, and she's joined Matchstick as well. So yeah, I've got my Matchstick Christmas party coming up this Thursday, and that's why I guess I'm a bit nervous, because I want to look great, I want to feel great, and it is really the first time that I'm properly partying and meeting all their talent. So yeah, that is a bit of a life update. I'm not gonna lie, that like, it's been so hard to keep that all a secret whilst it was happening. It was a lot of stress. I'm not even going to go into kind of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, but it involved kind of lawyers and solicitors and a lot of negotiating and a lot of back and forth, and emotions for me were so heightened because not only was it kind of like a new experience, but also I left my Gleam family, and my emotions because of that were all over the shop. Like, it felt like such an end of an era for me in my life. That's probably one of the biggest things that's happened to me this year. In fact, it is the biggest thing that's happened to me this year. And it's nice to be able to finally talk about it on YouTube. I haven't wanted to chat too much until it was like actually confirmed. But yeah, myself and Matchstick have done a couple of jobs together now, and we've got some really exciting stuff in the pipeline for 2023-24. For January we've got some nice brand deals coming up, and yeah, I'm just getting used to now working with the new management, because the ways of working are slightly different and it's a learning curve. It feels like I've started school again, like started a new school term. That is a bit of a life update, and also a bit of a work-life journey, because I have spoken about my transition from social media management to full-time content creator before, but probably not for a while and not in that kind of depth. But yeah, I should say that I want to re-emphasise that the reason I got a job at Gleam in the first place was because I was already a successful influencer, although it wasn't called influencer back then, it's called blogger, because we all had a blog. But my blog was so successful, I had so many, like, my stats were incredible, I was really kind of at the forefront of that industry before it even really became an industry. So it wasn't like I got handed my management at Gleam on a plate. Like, I worked my butt off. I worked full time, and every evening, every weekend on my blog and YouTube making content. Also, I started my blog and I started making content online in 2010. So it's been a very long time. I've been doing this for a very long time. But if you love something enough and if you're passionate about something enough, you will work your butt off for it, and you will work overtime for it because it doesn't feel like work. So yeah, little life update. Tomorrow we will try on all the dresses for the party. I'm really looking forward to that because I feel like I haven't done a haul on this channel in a very long time. And you guys can help me choose what to keep and wear and send back. On the actual day of the party as well, we'll do a festive kind of Christmas party makeup tutorial that you guys could recreate for your Christmas parties this year. And I will of course vlog the party and show you some of my favourite Matchstick faces. Woo! That was why do I feel so nervous talking about all that? I hope I don't get judged for it. I don't know why I would. You guys are the loveliest, and your support also. Your support watching these videos for me is... I can't even thank you guys enough for supporting and watching my content. And I know some of you have been here for a very long time, and that makes me just feel so lucky. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for supporting me throughout my career. I also had a question actually on Instagram yesterday asking if I could talk a tiny bit about my freelance side hustle, because this year I also started a side hustle job, but I'm not going to talk about that today because I feel like I've been waffling for ages. But let me know if you'd like me to talk a little bit about what I've been doing on the side. Right now I need to do my fringe. I've also just messaged a local salon to see if I can get a fringe trim because this is so long right now. Maurice is having his daily brush. You having a little brush? You good boy. Oh, he's licking me. Okay then. Okay, I think that's enough. Is that enough? Yep. So we have decided on the buttery paprika batter with canton tomato potatoes. So I'm just getting my ingredients out. I need dried oregano, 2 garlic cloves.
Cast the golden wool aside and
Here we go. Batter fillet with potatoes, cavallonero, ciabatta. Looks great. Guys, I'm freaking out. This cat has just come up on my Instagram, and he's Maurice's twin. You're never going to believe this. He looks just like Maurice. Look at him. He's even got the white socks. His face is identical. Look at him. I would say Maurice is just the tiniest bit cuter, but you couldn't. It's very uncanny. He's a forest cat, and he's called Finn the forest cat. Oh my god. I think this guy's got a little bit of a bigger nose than Maurice. Let's go compare. Hey Maurice. That's you. We found your twin. We found your twin. Look. It's your twin. What do you think about that? You're a very handsome boy. They're the most handsome boy. You've even got the little white little scarf like that cat had. Oh. I've decided to paint my toenails using my manicurist range. I've got my lamp here, and I'm not sure quite what colour to go for, but something festive that isn't a glitter because they take so long to remove. Oh, I'm gonna go for my favourite, which is this one. It's called Sunset Bright Orange Red. Or I could do a dark red. Actually, I think I'm gonna go for this because I think it's a bit more festive. And this is called Hollyhock. And it's almost like a black on the nails. Hey guys, off. Oh my god. Off to bed. I'm gonna take my makeup off and get into bed, ready for another day tomorrow. Tomorrow's vlog. We are finally gonna try those dresses on, and and I've got my circus performance, which is Barbie themed. Oh my god, look at me, I'm a right state. I'll see you then.